Hello, my name is Jessica Roberts, and I'm a sophomore at Pearl River Community College. To quote William Shakespeare, "What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet." Sound symbolism is the theory that the meaning of a word is, in part, influenced by the sounds which comprise it. It covers a vast array of rhetorical devices and experimental applications, all based on the idea that humans create words non-arbitrarily. Finding ways to communicate ideas effectively, both in my personal writings and as it relates to my degree path in marketing, made me interested in studying various rhetorical devices in more depth. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, I would like to discuss with you the history of sound symbolism, its use in marketing, and the controversy of sound symbolism. First, let's look at its usage in history. According to Richard Klink in the article, Creating Brand Names with Meaning, the use of sound symbolism was first suggested by Plato in his work Cratylus. Plato proposed that the certain letters, sounds carried inherent associations. This idea of a link between the meaning of a word and the sounds which make it up created a base from which sound symbolism would evolve from. Sound symbolism as a theory took off in the early 1900s with the work of Wolfgang Kohler, who created the famous Malama-Takate effect. According to Constantino Mogatodi in the article Action, Sound, Shape Congruencies Explain Sound Symbolism, participants guessed that the made-up word malama was the name of a rounded object, while participants guessed that takate was the name of an angular object. This idea would go through several different iterations over the years and eventually also inform the famous Kiki-Boba effect, which works under the same principle. In the case of Kiki-Boba, Kiki is presumed to be the sharp shape, while Boba is presumed to be the rounded globular shape. Secondly, let's look at its use in marketing. Sound symbolism has found a foothold in marketing as it can be used to potentially communicate various attributes about a brand through a name alone. Brands may use a vast array of sound symbolism principles in order to create a certain feeling or an association within their consumer. One of the ways in which they do this is actually onomatopoeia, which is a type of sound symbolism, as the meaning of an onomatopoeia is directly linked to how it sounds non-arbitrarily. For instance, the onomatopoeia kaboom is meant to represent the sound of an explosion, while also representing it as a word. This is the case for any onomatopoeia, including tick or click or clump. According to a recent Berkeley linguistics study, Pokemonikers, the use of sound symbolism and Pokemon names, there was a correlation found between the names of Pokemon and various designed attributes, including the weight, height, and battle stats of that Pokemon. This demonstrates the usage of sound symbolism in the naming of a fictional thing in order to communicate that thing's qualities. Surprisingly, this is not the only time that sound symbolism has found a use in Pokemon, as Pokemon is a franchise which has hundreds of characters who are designed both physically and in name, and then translated into various different languages while still retaining their core themes and components. Thirdly, what's the controversy of using sound symbolism? It is generally accepted that the sounds within the words in any language are all arbitrary. However, sound symbolism is completely predicated upon the idea that humans create words non-arbitrarily. They need to be subject to some higher rule or law than just one person's discretion. Despite the research into sound symbolism and evidence finding a link between meaning and sound, it's unclear whether or not it's actually viable. The question of sound symbolism comes down to one of arbitrarity, and there are a few schools of thought. If sounds are created non-arbitrarily in words, then sound symbolism has a basis. If sounds are chosen completely arbitrarily, though, there is no basis and it falls apart. This is the binary approach. However, there's a third, more commonly used in marketing idea. Examine every word on a case-by-case basis for the presence of sound symbolism. Experiment, see what works. In conclusion, sound symbolism is an idea that covers multiple different terms and has many applications and stances. Though an old idea, it has taken off in the last 150 years as an experimental device and as a rhetorical device in both design and marketing. Despite the research into sound symbolism, it is a controversial idea. While there's a debate whether a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, there's more to the question, what's in a name, than first meets the ear. Thank you.